Imagine you got a stack of cards and you're looking for the joker. How many cards in the deck? You might get it straight at the top, or you might have to go through the whole pile. I trust that if I continue doing the work, it's gonna come from somewhere. Originally from Albania, went to New Zealand as a war refugee, grew up there. The last 4 years I've been doing real estate. In New Zealand, the market is different. The way we build the business is different. Whereas here, it's immediate, it's straight away. We have to be very fast. It's all tax-free as well. The potential to earn here is absolutely fantastic.
Why Espace?
There's a lot of agents that before coming to Dubai that I was following on social media, and they made the shift to Espace around the same time. So there was a system, there was a process. If I want to hit the ground now, what do I do? Even the training program obviously is fantastic. Everybody that I spoke to, even outside of Espace, they spoke about the training program. You're going to be surrounded by winners. You got people here in the business, 15 years, 10 years selling real estate in Dubai. You got some of the best agents, in my opinion, here at Espace. One phone call can just change your life.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the First Deal Files. Today I am joined by Enes. Enes left behind a 4-year real estate career in New Zealand to pursue a new journey in the Dubai real estate market. So, welcome Enes. Give us a little bit of background on yourself. Where are you from? What you were doing before?
Yeah, perfect. So thanks for having me here. Been in New Zealand for 26 years. Originally from Albania, went to New Zealand as a war refugee. Grew up there. The last 4 years I've been doing real estate. And ultimately decided that Dubai is the next place for us.
Fantastic. So, it's fair to say you've had a bit of a sales experience,
Yeah.
specifically towards the property market.
Yeah.
How do you think that's transferred from what you were previously doing in New Zealand to here? Do you think that's had benefits? Has it come at some cost in terms of old habits?
In New Zealand, the market is different. The way we build the business is different. We focus on building relationships. We will build relationships here as well, obviously, but we're looking at people that are wanted to transact in 6 months, 12 months, 2 years down the track, whereas here, it's immediate, it's straight away. We have to be very fast. So it's very different to what I'm used to back home, but obviously there are some skills that I've been able to transfer in terms of building relationships, being out of my comfort zone, calling people.
So would you have said that it was a fairly big leap moving from New Zealand to Dubai?
Yeah, definitely.
Why?
26 years, it's all I known.
Yeah.
Grew up there, got married there, have my kids there. I've been working really hard, relentlessly for the past 4 years. So I got to the point where, clients will start calling me either on the back of another sale. So having that, I guess, reputation building slowly to coming to a place where it's very fast, very dynamic. No one knows about you. No one cares about you. You have to start from the beginning. It was a big decision.
Was there any motivating factors as to why you decided to leave New Zealand? Because obviously you got yourself into a position where you started having the return clients, which you inevitably will get here.
Yeah.
So what was it that essentially motivated you to make the move?
Look, a lot of reasons. The potential to earn here is absolutely fantastic. It's all tax-free as well. So that was one. Secondly, obviously with having kids now, 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, with what's happening in the world, they try to push a lot of different values that didn't align with the way I want to raise my family. It made sense to me to come to a place like this where align more with my values, with my traditional values, but then at the same time, it's you can excel, you can work.
Let's talk about Espace then.
Yeah.
Why Espace?
I wanted to align myself with a company that had, first of all, proven track record. There's a lot of new companies, some well companies, but obviously Espace being 15 years old, it's stood the test of time basically. There's a lot of agents that before coming to Dubai that I was following on social media, talking to, asking questions, that made shifts from other companies that I was applying for, I guess in their company. And they made the shift to Espace around the same time. So for me, I started asking questions why. I reached out to those agents. You were one of the guys as well that made a shift from another company to Espace. So guys like you just kind of made me ask questions why Espace. And the more I looked into it, the more it felt like the right decision.
Okay. And was there anything that stood out to you during the interviewing process or onboarding that potentially swayed your decision to choose Espace rather than a competitor?
Yeah, look, I think it was more strategic. And even where we were talking about where I'm going to work, which area I'm going to farm, it was more detailed, more thoughtful. Even the training program, obviously, is fantastic. Everybody that I spoke to, even outside of Espace, they spoke about the training program at Espace.
So at this point, normally I'd say, what were your first few weeks like?
Yeah.
However, you are only in your 3rd week.
Yeah.
So as amazing as that is, let's run through the initial 3 weeks that you've had, how's the training been? Is there anything that stood out to you during the process?
Yeah. Look, the first thing that comes to mind is the training that we had from you, from Daniela. It was good because you were both agents, so you know exactly what's happening currently, what's working currently, what's not working. We're not being trained by someone that's been training 10, 15 years ago, for example.
Yeah.
First of all. And then there was a system, there was a process. It was me literally asking you guys, like, if I want to make a quick sale now, if I want to hit the ground run now, what do I do? You basically told me, find a buyer, and work with buyers. And I asked Alex as well, associate director here at Espace, same thing. Like if I want to hit the ground running, he guided me the same way. And it was the same thing that you said. And just look at the properties we have, hot stock, find buyers for that property, and you'll get a deal done. And because of the tenure of Espace, 15 years in a business, the database is huge. And it can be quite
daunting, definitely.
Not daunting, more addictive. Because the opportunities that are there, like for me, I would 6:30, 7 o'clock, I'll go back to my Airbnb, have something to eat, and then open up the laptop, open up Cram again, and seeing who else I can call. And you've got buyers that are looking to spend 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 million dirhams. And it's like one phone call can just change your life. So you just want to go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one.
I think that in itself says an awful lot about you, because I think a lot of brokers come into this market, they've got the database in front of them. We have got set work hours, but you and I both know when it comes down to actually making the real money, it's about who's working outside of those work hours. Yeah. That's where the money is made. So that leads us on to your first deal. Yeah. Okay. Let's run through your first deal. Because I remember after the first on-floor week where we'd sat down, gone through essentially each way to find stock, find buyers, get new property online, how to build more traction with properties. And me going, I want to get a deal this week. Yeah. What do I need to do to get this deal? Yeah. Let's go through step by step how that deal came about, what you did.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucas, what do? I want to hit the ground running and finding buyers. And there's literally thousands and thousands of buyers that we can find. And for me, coming here, first thing you probably see me in the office, one of the first to come in. But it's about persistence. I've got a very thick skin. And just calling. Found a buyer that were looking at coming to Dubai on Saturday. This was a Tuesday, I believe. And then came on Saturday, aligned quite a few properties to view that day, showed them a few properties, ultimately decided that particular area was too small for them. It was not going to work. I had Alex with me as well. Alex had another property in Arabian Ranches too. We said, let's take you there. We took them there. They absolutely loved it. Made an offer on Saturday, a lot of back and forth negotiating, trying to get the deal done. By Sunday afternoon, it was a done deal.
How did it feel when you signed that first deal?
Amazing. I couldn't believe it. But there was, up until that point, though, there was a lot that was going on behind the scenes that everything could have been taken away from us within seconds.
When I looked in the chat and saw the deal come through to the chat, I would text you straight away and I was like, that is it. Yeah. You said you get it done, and you did get it done. So let's just talk about someone who's looking to join this industry. If someone's in the mindset of hesitation, they're seeing the pros, they're seeing the cons. What advice would you give to them?
Just do it. The hardest thing that I did was booking those tickets. As soon as I booked it, I was waiting for the right moment. Let me make another sale back home. I'll have this much saved and I can go. And you keep waiting and waiting for the perfect time. It never comes. Just book the tickets. As soon as I booked it, a lot of pressure just came off me straight away. And that's the hardest thing I had to do. After that, you're going to be surrounded by winners. You got people here in the business, 15 years, 10 years, selling real estate in Dubai. You got some of the best agents, in my opinion, here at Espace. When you surround yourself with winners like that, you're going to grow at least halfway to that level if you put in the work.
And I think that is quite an important factor as to you are a product of your environment. Yeah. And in a lot of companies, a lot of the top billers are quite closed off, keep themselves to themselves, not in the office so much. Whereas here, you are just inundated with winners. Absolutely. And there's nothing you can do apart from join them. Yeah. So when it comes down to the actual role itself, is there anything that surprised you? Is there anything that was harder than you expected or something that you weren't really expecting from the job? Obviously, being in the New Zealand property market, is there anything that sort of stood out to you that was very different in terms of the way it works?
Yeah, look, I had an idea it's going to be a very fast-paced, but I didn't realize how fast-paced it's going to be. Deals can be lost or made within a couple of hours, if not days. Whereas back home, the husband comes and views the house. the wife will come the next week, maybe the kids and the in-laws, and everything just drags and drags. Whereas here, it's kind of bam, 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 sometimes without even seeing the property. So very fast, and you just have to be available. You just
I think
have to be.
time is a massive killer of deals here.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, again, sometimes it is better to come into the industry with no experience at all.
Yeah. And we had that conversation, didn't we? Yeah.
Exactly, because sometimes the habits that you've had in the past
Yeah.
will not translate into this market.
Yeah.
And it is one of those where the market does not wait for anyone.
Yeah.
It's either you join, hop on the train, or you just get left
Yeah.
behind. So anyone who's in the job now, let's say they're 2 weeks into the job, what advice would you give them?
Just keep making the calls. The way I see it is always, imagine you got a stack of cards and you're looking for the joker. There's how many cards in the deck. You might get it at the straight at the top, or you might have to go through the whole pile. But eventually you'll get there. So just make the calls, make the calls, make the calls. Something is gonna land, and it might not land for where you expected. Like sometimes I'm working maybe 3-4 buyers. If I'm doing the work, I try to not get fixated on getting result from those buyers.
Yeah.
I trust that if I continue doing the work, it's gonna come from somewhere, and it's just doing the activity. Having thick skin, you're gonna get people saying no and hanging up on you. Don't call me again. Whatever. Just next one. And the faster you do the next one, the better you're gonna feel.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Well, Enes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure having you. We've got an exciting career ahead of us, that's for sure. Thank you for watching the first Deal Files, and stay tuned for more episodes.